Peace, peace. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope everybody's in a good space. Let me see if I can try and put my phone down before I start showing this stuff. What's good, man? What's popping, my people? Hope everybody's doing good, man. If you're like me, you're kind of like, well, you don't want to be like me. Trust me, you don't want to be like me. You could literally be on a secret island somewhere that's being ran by reptilians or something. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right. Yeah, you could be trapped on a secret island, being ran by reptilians. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta just play the game because it is what it is. Only time will tell, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. When I woke up this morning, I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning, and then I observe a lot of things, and I don't really speak. I like to observe more than anything else. But last night was very, very interesting. So last night I was I don't want to get no copyright strike. Yeah, please, no copyright strikes. Yo, they be going so hard. They started filtering my videos and giving me all type of copyright strikes. Real talk. I don't know. I don't know. They took some of my videos. I think they took some of my videos down. I don't know, man. It's different. It's different. I'm trying to. It's definitely different. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. All right. Let me start this off. Just by talking about some of the stuff that I've seen. All right. And I like to look at everybody's stuff. Even if I'm not subscribed to you, I still like your stuff. And I don't want people to get upset if I unsubscribe. It's for a reason. It could have been something like maybe I just don't want to draw any negative attention to you, or I don't know, maybe I wasn't vibrating with something that was said, or something, I don't know, maybe something turned me off, or it just seemed kind of weird. Whatever the case may be, right? And I don't want nobody to be discouraged, but I still support everybody. I still love everybody, but I have to keep in mind that we are living in a time now where a lot of truth is being come out, and like I said, these reptilians, whatever they are, Anunnaki, alien, whatever y'all want to call them, whatever titles y'all want to give them, they're around. They exist. It's a real thing. All right? It's a very, very real thing. All right? So I realized, because I haven't done my video yet. I haven't done my video yet with the map. So I guess a lot of people are not happy with my quote unquote disclosure that I did. They didn't like my disclosure. A lot of people they didn't like my disclosure. They feel some type of way about my disclosure. And you know what's funny? There's a movie called Daddy's Little Girls. And it's so odd to me that this woman, no disrespect, I think this is her channel. She does good information, but she reminds me of those girls. She reminds me of one of the girls from that show or that movie, Daddy's Little Girls. Daddy's Little Girls. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys. Some of the things that's not really going on, but you can kind of put two and two together. And we can use common sense now, you know. Let's pretend that the rapture happened and we are years into the future. I was in like some type of cryo sleep, and while I was in cryo sleep or in some type of long sleep, human beings were being eaten, slaughtered, enslaved, imprisoned. They were being finished, right? So I'm asleep, and Human beings are pretty much being replaced on the planet by hybrids and reptilians. All right? That's the pretend we're in right now. And we're really in the year like 3000. It's really like year 3000, 3020. All right? Pretend. All right? Pretend. They got videos of some of your favorite basketball players, and their eyes are shifting. I don't know what that's about. Now, what I'm going to talk about now is the fact that these entities, and this is not me doing my full disclosure. This is just me talking. These entities have been using their ancient technology and playing pretty much in our face, right? For instance, when I go out now, if you could see me, if you're human and if you're alive, like I said, in a pretend world, there's no more humans. I'm probably the last human being. No disrespect. But this is in a pretend world. I'm the last human being. Everybody you know is dead. Everybody you know is dead. All right? Now, they have technology that is so advanced that it looks like magic. Thus, you have a thing called magicians. All right? Now, I'm going to show you guys a quick, no copyright, whatever. Copyright. All right? I'm not getting paid. I don't get paid for YouTube. As much as I've done countless videos on YouTube, guess what, guys? I don't make 1 red cent from YouTube. I'm doing this just to do it. I do it just to share, right? I haven't made 1 red cent off of YouTube, but I hope and pray that I helped somebody make money on YouTube. If I did, let it be a blessing. But I personally haven't made 1 red cent off of YouTube, all right? Just so we clear on that. I don't make no money on YouTube or any other social media channels. I don't ask for no donations. I don't ask for nobody's money, for nobody's help. I'm a retired Army veteran. I'm doing okay. I don't need anybody's money. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not begging for anybody's money. I don't give out my Cash App, PayPal, none of that stuff. Okay? I'm not making no money. So copyright. Fair use, if that's the term, fair use. All right? Y'all filter all my stuff like I'm the only person doing conspiracy. I be looking at some of these TikToks, and I know a lot of these TikToks are fake, but these guys are not getting copyright things, but me. And I'm just talking about the stuff. It's crazy. But I'm just going to keep showing y'all, man. Now, magicians. A lot of these quote-unquote magicians. Man, I wish this stupid thing would. Yeah, forgive me, guys. I have a bad shoulder. Let me get off of my shoulder. I'm laying on my bad shoulder. So I wasn't gonna do no videos, but I felt I could share with you guys. Entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. Now, these entities have been around for a long time. We don't have to fool ourselves anymore. We are all aware, all right? We're all aware what's going on. All right, now this is David Copperfield. He's a famous magician. In this, whatever they call it, stunt or whatever, he is levitating, and then he is going to fly across the Grand Canyon. Now, the question I have to ask you is this: how long? All right, you see him now. He's floating across the Grand Canyon. How long has AI really been around? How long has AI really been around? Because they said for this trick, he did not have any audience. For his other tricks he's done, he has done always been having audience. All right, but he's floating across. And as I'm saying to you guys, how long has AI been around? And this is another example, if this is real, of their technology being utilized, but to you it looks like magic. It looks like magic. Now for entertainment purposes only, clones are a real thing. Clones are a real thing. Now, if you have the ability to make hybrid beings who are, say, half human and half whatever these entities are, aliens, Anunnaki, whatever they are, right? And they can jump from their dimension to our dimension, utilizing these type of bodies, right? Where these bodies will go into a type of sleep state. So literally, when you have when you think of a vampire, right? When you think of vampires, they you about them being in a coffin and going to sleep and until the sun goes down. Until the sun goes down, right? What if our perception of these vampires are really reptilians, and what they're doing is they're going into their dimension? So when they go to sleep, they're going into their dimension, right? And they're in their bodies in their dimensions. But when they come into our dimension, they have to utilize the bodies once. Keep in mind, this is a very dense reality, right? It's a very dense reality, right? And you have to live by the laws of the physical attributes or physical aspects to this realm, right? So they have to abide by those laws as well, right? So to escape this realm, they'll go to their dimension by simply putting these bodies that they have to sleep. Okay? Thus you have your vampire lore. So when a vampire is going to sleep, he's really leaving the body that he's in to go to another body. The body that he's in might be a hybrid body being utilized, i.e. the Avatar movie. I.e. the Avatar movie. Alright? We're using our heads and we're just putting this together, guys. Alright? So in the Avatar movie, dang, my daggone thing was burning up. In the Avatar movie, this is what they do. This is how they utilize. They utilize bodies, right? So it's the same in this case when it comes to these magicians. And their names are very unique. David Copperfield. Let me see if I can pull up the other name that I pulled up earlier. David Blaine. Once again, another David, right? But now David Blaine, he did, you know what's funny? I was in New York when he did this. I was in New York when he did this. All right, this is when he enclosed himself in ice. Right, he enclosed himself in ice. I'm so glad I'm so far away. I don't have to worry about ice. I don't have to worry about it being cold. All right, man. They're not showing it. I was trying to show you guys. Okay, so when I was in New York, come on. So when I was in New York in Times Square, this guy was in ice. All right, and I seen it for myself. I walked by and I seen it. People, thousands of people seen it. Right now, what I'm going to say is this: if he had the ability to say this is a hybrid body, he would then leave that body, put it on autopilot or whatever technology they could do, right, and leave that avatar in the ice. Do you understand? They would leave that avatar in the ice for whatever time period. They said that he was encased in this ice. Same thing, I think he was buried alive one time, right? So they'll leave the avatars, i.e. your vampire lore. We're putting this together. Vampires are just hybrid, reptilian, whatever, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only, right? They eat us. They eat humans. For entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only. I'm not sure if anybody's alive. If I'm doing this video, I'm doing this video for the reptilians and the Nephilim and the Anunnaki until Judgment Day. Okay? Once again, let me show you another one. The names are very, very unique. Alright? Very unique names. Very unique names. Now, his name is Criss Angel. His name is Criss Angel. He's walking on water. Now, it's a possibility that this could have been faked, but this could be the utilization of technology. This could be the utilization of their technology. Or it could be AI. All right, and then I ask you, how old is AI really? Okay, how old is AI really? Keep in mind, his name is Chris Angel, and he just walked on water. All right. This is why I want people to remember that these entities know all about religion. They know all about scriptures. Right? They can quote scriptures to you like they know scriptures. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As much as I went to church as a kid, I don't know scriptures like that. It's only like certain scriptures that will stand out to me sometimes, or will come back to me when I'm like thinking, or when I'm like doing a video or something like that. Right? But I don't know scriptures like that. I'm never gonna lie to you. Right? And I know for a fact that these Nephilim, or whatever you want to call them, Anunnaki, when they came into our dimension, one of their major priorities was to manipulate us. Their major priority was to manipulate us, even if that means to infiltrate what you know as religion. And that is why there are so many religions around the world. That is why there are so many religions around the world. Yet the world is still in a state of confusion, right? And confusion is also a religion. Confusion is also a religion. All right? If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Tell you guys a quick story. I went to the College of Staten Island. Oh yeah, and I'm done using my tablet. So you guys see that now, right? That's just me explaining to you that how old. The question is, how old is AI, and then how we know, or how should we not think that these entities or these hybrids are using ancient technology? They're using ancient technology, right? But it looks like magic to us. Referencing to the Justice League movie, Princess Diana, that is what she said. She said the technology is so old that it looks like magic. It would appear like magic. You guys forgive me. When I'm a little bit stressed out, I smoke me a little bit of tobacco. All right, in the time of our ancestors. All right, so I smoke me a little tobacco. I'm everything under the sun, so I might as well be a Nancy too. Right? I'm everything under the sun, so I might as well be a Nancy. Right? So I'm in college, and I was going to the dang, I can't believe I did that, man. I was going to the College of Staten Island in New York City. Right? It used to be a long trip. I used to tell you guys, I lived in Mount Vernon, so I had to walk to the 241st, jump on the number 2 train, and then jump on another train. I can't remember now. It's been years, guys. Forgive me. And then I would hop on a ferry, then take another bus. So that was a trip from Mount Vernon to Staten Island. Yeah, it was a trip. I tried to stay. My family at the time was trying to get me. Let me get my chair. Hold on. My family at the time was trying to get me to stay with one of their y'all should still be able to see me. With my family's man. I don't know why my joint is dark over here. Y'all can still see me, right? All right. Yeah, with an associate of the family while I was in Staten Island, so that way I didn't have to commute back and forth because it was so far. But I remember I said to my then mother, I said to her, I'd rather just travel back and forth, even though it was still kind of costly. Just travel back and forth because I didn't want to stay with these people. I didn't know them, and they were quote unquote family friends and all that. So I don't like being around people that I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't like being around people that I don't know. So let me continue my story. I just want to wrap this thing up. So I was taking a class. I think Don't quote me. I think the name of the math. I think the name of the class was like, I think it was called chaos mathematics or something like that. It was some crazy stuff. I think it was called chaos mathematics. And the instructor for that class, he was from the Mediterranean. No disrespect. He was from the Mediterranean area. I don't remember exactly what country, but he's from that region, from the Mediterranean, right? So when he was giving the class, he would be explaining stuff, and then he would be like writing down numbers and formulas. And I would sometimes sit in the class and I would look at the other students and I would wonder if I was the only person that was confused. And I remember one time, I have to be honest, I went to the instructor and I said to him, sir, your class doesn't make any sense to me. If you guys have ever heard of chaos mathematics, or if I'm saying it wrong, you can use that as a reference. But I went to him, I said, your class doesn't make any sense to me. And I think the frustration hit me like about maybe a week or 2 weeks of taking the class. And during this time, I am not yet a citizen of America. I'm a green card holder. All right? So school, there was no financial aid, none of that stuff. My family was paying for school, and I thought it was pretty expensive. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I was in high school, I was doing like electrical work. All right, I was trained to be an electrician. All right, like when I was in high school, that's the type of things that they had provided for us. Like people were mechanics. I remember one guy I knew. He was a young yardie, but he was extremely intelligent and he was good with cars. From high school, he got recruited by BMW to work for BMW. In high school, that's how good he was. You see what I'm saying? But so let me continue. So I was doing electrician. I was working to be an electrician. So what I wanted to do was I liked it. I liked the feel. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to either a trade school and then work for. At the time in New York, I think one of the major companies was Con Edison. So I wanted to work for Con Edison and just be an electrician. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to college. No disrespect, but I wasn't thinking about college. But you see, the perception of going to college was like a prestige and like it looked good. So everybody wanted to see you go to college. So I went to college just to make, just to appease the family. But it was a waste of my time. So when I went to the professor and I said to him, "Cause my parents are paying for college. All right, it's expensive. Thousands of dollars. No financial aid. All right? And then I'm going back and forth on the train, bus, ferry, all of that. That adds up. Plus I'm trying to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, because sometimes I would get home late because sometimes I had night classes. All right? So I went to the professor and I said, listen, your class doesn't make any sense to me. And he looked at me like he was astonished. Like what I said to him was like mind-blowing, right? And he said, I don't want to lie to you, I forgot what he said. But I dropped the class, folks. I dropped the class. All right? I wasn't going to waste my money. I dropped the class. It was a waste of my time. All right? I wasn't going to do it. I was like, this is stupid, man. Chaos mathematics? None of this crap makes sense. And I'm going to school to be an electrical engineer. I'm going to school to be an electrical engineer. But I was taking all these classes. You got to take all these, what do they call them? Outside of your major courses, you got to take these. I forgot I can't think of the terminology because I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I hated college, man. I thought college was stupid, man. I remember one time I was in this history class. I think it was U.S. history. And our class was so big that it was an auditorium. So the professor would just pretty much have a big screen and then he would just go through the work or the overview of each chapter. All right? You have to do the reading yourself, get an understanding of it. And I think some of the classes we had to do papers. So the professor had what was called like professor. I think it's called professor assistant or something like that. I forgot what it's called. So they were like the persons you went um, to in between classes. I'm not trying to confuse you. So we had the large classroom situation with the professor, and then we had the small group with the professor's assistant, and then though within the class, I guess there were like several professor assistants. So then they'll be broken up in smaller groups. All right, if that makes sense. So like say Monday we'd be in the big auditorium, Wednesday we'd be in a small group. That makes sense, like that. All right. But then I'll be sitting there sometime. I'll be like, man, this is a waste of my family's money and time. I could have went to trade school. I'd be working. I'd be chilling right now. But it is what it is. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. Once I learned that I needed to take control of my life, that's when I decided like college was a waste of my time. And then from there, I joined the military out of frustration because I can be real now. My parents, who I thought was my parents, were driving me crazy. They were driving me crazy. I went to the military to get away from New York, just to get away from my family, just to get away, right? Because it was stressful. I went through tough stuff, man. I went through a lot of BS, man. I went through a lot of BS, for real. And to see the end game now, that I have to fight my same family now for my freedom. I have to fight my whole family now for my freedom. This is who I'm going to have to fight. My family for my freedom. Ain't that crazy? The same people that was controlling and manipulating my life is who now I have to battle and fight, physically fight for my freedom. That's why I think I was probably like an orphan or something. Like maybe I was like the golden child and they kidnapped me. These reptilians like kidnapped me, and my whole life has been a fake St. Louis season. Y'all see? Let me show y'all something. Over here is like mad amounts of houses. Over in the hills, I don't know if y'all could kind of see it. I should be able to see it. If I zoom in, there's a lot of houses over here, right? So I went for a walk, maybe I think last week or so, depending on how time works. If this is like say Nibiru or something like that, time would move differently here. So I went and I was walking around some of these homes and I realized a lot of them were like either unfinished houses that were being built or they were just literally abandoned. And I know after 2019, a lot of people went missing, a lot of people passed away, so it was kind of weird. And that's when I went back to my rapture theory that maybe the rapture happened maybe decades ago, probably more than that now, because I don't know how long. When you go to sleep, do you know how long you've been slept? Or how long you were sleeping? Or how long you slept? I don't know how long I've slept. But I think it's been a long time. Because I see a lot of houses and I'd be like, I don't see no activity at some of these houses. It just looks abandoned. So maybe I'm in Satan's little season and this is the end of that season. And it just so happens that I have to be here on Earth and I have to fight reptilians who are posing as or who are pretending for years to be my family. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is a what-if scenario. Right? And I just so happen to be born at the end of the rapture into going into the end of Satan's little season. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you're alive and if you're human, you get to see my video. I'm just sharing with y'all. For entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. All right? But their technology is serious. So like I said, they have hybrids just like Avatar in which they can jump their bodies. Thus you have your vampire lore. So you think to yourself, why do vampires sleep so much during the day? One, they cannot take the sun during the day, right? Because the frequency of the sun is definitely turned up, right? The vibration is high. So that's why they probably wouldn't be out in the daytime. So they'd be asleep. But they may not necessarily be asleep. What it is, they'll be in their actual dimension. So when they go to sleep, or when you think that they're sleeping, they're actually going to their dimension. For entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. So then everything that they do can appear and seem like magic. Do y'all get it, folks? The things that they do can seem like magic. Right? Sometimes when y'all see like somebody like faint or let's just completely pass out, sometimes these hybrid beings, for education purposes only, entertainment purposes only, are really leaving that body to go into their dimension, or possibly go into another avatar. This is why I say to you, and I got to be clear when I say this. These entities, they have multiple avatars, meaning that they play multiple characters. Okay? They have multiple avatars, thus they play multiple characters. All right? This guy, sometimes he's a basketball player. Sometimes this guy, he's a rapper. Sometimes this guy, he's a big famous actor. And all they're simply doing is putting that body to sleep in their, say they have a fancy house in LA, but then they live in I don't know, like in some condominium in New York City. Right? And all they do is just leave that body there, and then they jump to the next body. This is for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. This is the game, folks. This is the game. All right? And I haven't done my full disclosure video yet. When I do that, it's gonna be crazy. But you got to keep in mind that I got reptilians around me. So sometimes let me show you how the reptilian things work. When they really don't want you to put out any information like that, what they'll do is they'll immediately attack your mind and try and flood your mind with thoughts and different type of stuff. They'll throw off your whole train of thought. All right? And I know they can do it because I've been around them. I can be real with you now. I know the Anunnaki. Why? When I started doing my videos, and I wasn't even talking about no conspiracy stuff, I was just talking about metaphysics and just life and encouraging people, I had celebrities coming for me. This is the truth. This is for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. I had celebrities coming for me. And I didn't even, and when I was doing those videos, I had like maybe 30 subscribers. And big time celebrities that y'all know were coming for me. So when y'all see me like trolling them now and messing with them now, because they were messing with me first. This is the God honest truth. Heavenly Father, all that is good in the universe, if I'm lying, strike me dead now, please. This is how you know you're in the last days, because you're seeking to be unalived, and unalive is not coming for you. Right? It said in the last days, unalive will not come to you. Because a lot of us are going to is not going to want to be here. But it is said that the Heavenly Father is not going to let the angel of unaliving do anything to anybody. Because everybody has to be here to suffer, because God is not playing. And I see it firsthand. I've upset my father, and he has slapped me down. That's how I know God is real. But I've seen a lot of crazy stuff that I know it's real. Last night I seen a UAP. No joke, folks. It was coming. I was sitting on my little porch veranda area, and I seen the light. I seen this light like coming toward me. I'm like, what the hell is that? At first I thought it was a plane, because I'm not too far from an airport. The airport is just a few miles down the street. So it's nothing to hear airplanes and see planes go by and see the little flashing lights. But when I looked, I was like, that is not a plane. And then the way it maneuvered, and then it just like, the way it just cut angles in the sky, I was like, nah, that's not a plane. And then I was like, it's too big to be a drone. Folks, there be some weird stuff going on. If there's not a lot of light pollution, if you get a chance late at night, look up in the skies and just observe, man. It be bugged out. It be bugged out. But I've seen my fair share of UAPs. I've shared with you guys already that I've seen the most UAP activity that I've seen personally in my own life was in North Carolina. And this is when I was stationed there at the time. And I've never seen that much activity in my life. Some things, a lot of times I wouldn't even tell anybody about it because I thought I didn't want nobody to think that I was crazy. All right? I didn't even tell it. At that time, even my wife, I didn't tell her. But the stuff that I seen was off the charts. All right? And that's about it, man. I didn't talk too long. I probably talked about 35 minutes. Yeah, I talked about 35 minutes. I talked longer than I wanted to. But, yeah, whenever I get a chance, I'm probably going to do that disclosure. What I'm going to probably do is try and, I still want to travel to Peru. I could do it there, but what I'm doing I'm really still trying to do my investigation of my stuff and get everything together to see how everything works, and then I can come to a conclusion when I do it. Right? You could kind of say like I'm not a bounty hunter for the Most High. You could say I'm more like a private investigator for the Most High. If that makes sense. All right? That's why I got reptilians and celebrities and all the people coming for me. All right? And I didn't even know that I was that cool. I didn't know that I was that fly. I was just a guy just trying to do videos, but I didn't know I didn't know that my life was being manipulated. All right? I thought these people, I thought they loved me. I thought they loved me, man. But they all hated me. They all was wishing on my demise. They tried to poison me for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. They put weapons on me in an attempt to unalive me, and none of it worked. So I know that the Most High has me here for a reason. All right? But like I said, the angel of unaliving is not going to unalive anybody, I guess, until the Most High says it's okay to do so. You know what I'm saying? But I will, like I said, I will defend myself, protect myself as much as possible. And I want y'all to think, I want y'all to know this too. I'm here chilling in this crib. It's not a prison. I'm not on no house arrest. None of that. All right? I know the enemies of our soul. That's what the enemy wants. They want our soul. They want our energy. They want our essence. They want everything from us. All right? They don't want you to have no freedom. They want you to suffer. If God made me suffer, if God sent me down here and I can't leave, then I'm gonna make every human being that I know suffer. As soon as I get to their dimension, and that's what's happened, folks. As soon as they got to our dimension, the end of the ball game. Nothing but manipulation. That's why I asked you guys now. How old is AI really? Think about all the videos, all the stuff that we've watched for years. How old is AI? You understand? How old is AI? How old is AI? How long has AI really been around? How long have we been manipulated? How long has Satan's little season really been going on? Remember, some of them, there's levels to it. Some of them can physically change their features, even the mass of their bodies, their height, their weight, even their looks. They can look like a young child and look like an old person. They can look like a man. They can look like a woman. There's levels to it. Then I think that there's others that can only move their consciousness to avatars. They can't shapeshift and all of that. What they can do is they can move their consciousness to avatars. Right? And just like how you see in the Matrix, how they could download ideas. Just listen, you can download patois. You could download Mandarin. You could download Spanish. Do you understand? Is it making sense to you? Keep in mind, these entities are thousands of years ahead of you as far as technology. The phones that I have, they're all clone phones. When I walk out in the street, my phone doesn't even work. Only people that calls me are reptilians and Nephilim. You see how it works? This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Chosen ones, be cool. I'm just talking, I'm just talking to the talk. This is disclosure day 2, man. When I get a chance, like I said, once I get a chance to travel to Peru, if I get a chance to travel to Peru, if the world doesn't end before then I'll continue the journey, do my investigation, and then I will do my full disclosure and break everything all the way down. Talk about everything that I've seen, everything that's alleged for entertainment purposes only, educational purpose only, in the realm of UAPs, UFOs, aliens, angels, demons, whatever you guys want to call them. I'll do the full breakdown of it. But I want you to understand, when you see me frustrated sometime and mad, because it's a possibility that I could be living with hybrids, right? That could be utilizing avatars. It's the truth. Entertainment purposes only. I could literally be living with just avatars of the reptilian queen. I could be living with Azazel. Azazel could be here. Azazel is he has very, very funny looking eyes. If you wanted to identify Azazel, Azazel has probably 1 million characters, and he is definitely a shapeshifter. He is a master shapeshifter. All right. So I'm just sharing with you. I could literally be living with the reptilian queen, and the reptilian prince Azazel, and all their children. So going back to my main point, think about vampire lore, right? Because even they showed you in the movie Castlevania that the main, I think, Dracula, his castle was a spaceship. His castle was a spaceship. And some of y'all be looking at some of these old buildings and thinking that they're old structures and all that. All right? Hey, the truth is stranger than fiction, though, man. Hey, but shout out to all the reptilians. Shout out to all the Nephilim. Shout out to the end of Satan's little season. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till I see the Most High. I can't wait till I see the Crafts. I can't wait till I see Michael again. I shared with you guys. I can share with you real quick. I shared my experience of seeing the Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael was about 12 to 13 feet tall. He was a big, brolic looking person. He looked like he's never lost a fight in his life. He looked like he comes from a civilization that's never been conquered. It's the truth. I'm just being honest. I've never felt that much seriousness in my life. But I wasn't scared, and I was slightly intimidated, but I wasn't scared. But telepathically, he told me that he was here to watch over me. For entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. I don't want to frighten y'all, because I know a lot of y'all are scared, and they probably picking and poking at me like I'm an alien since I was a little kid. You understand? You know why? Because I'm Tutankhamun, the golden child. And listen, if you want to hate on me, you can hate on me. I don't care, because I know who the real haters are. So shout out to the reptilians, shout out to the Nephilim, shout out to the hybrids, right? Shout out to the end of Satan's little season. It's the kid, man, the real golden child, Tutankhamun. All right, not Jesus, because I met a man, well, not a man. I met a hybrid, who I would probably say, I think he was the son of Azazel. He said that his name was Emmanuel. Right? And I think that he was trying to say to me that he was Jesus. That's one of the reasons why I'm skeptical about some of this stuff. But he told me that he was Jesus. True story. That was in Florida. Hey, peace and blessings, man. I'm out. Talk too much.